Gwen Rizika's mastermind behind EJ's hospital takeover and a web of deceptions. The drama in Days of Our Lives reaches fever pitch with the shocking return of Gwen Rizika, Emily O'Brien, a master manipulator whose reappearance in Salem unveils a chilling secret. She is the cunning force orchestrating EJ DiMera's Dan Feuerriegel mysterious acquisition of University Hospital. With a fortune from her divorce, the stolen Horton diamonds around her neck, and a dangerous agenda, Gwen is pulling strings from the shadows to reshape Salem's power dynamics. Is she collaborating with the ruthless Vivian Alamain, Louise Sorrell? How does Stefan DiMera, Brandon Barish fit into her plans? And what is Gwen's ultimate goal? Dive into this electrifying saga to uncover the truth behind Gwen's return and her audacious schemes. A stunning entrance. Horton Diamonds and a power play. The July 7, 2025 episode of Days of Our Lives left viewers reeling as Gwen Rizika appeared at the Horton family doorstep, boldly displaying the priceless Horton heirloom diamonds, a symbol of legacy that sent shockwaves through Chad DiMera, Billy Flynn, and Julie Williams. Susan Seaforth Hayes. Julie, the guardian of the Horton heritage, was outraged to see Gwen flaunting the family's cherished jewels, while Chad stood frozen, sensing trouble brewing. Gwen's return wasn't just a homecoming. It was a calculated move to assert dominance, with the hospital takeover as her crowning achievement. Gwen's last appearance in Salem was in October 2023, when she fled to Alemania, heartbroken after discovering her husband, Dimitri von Luskner DiMera, Peter Port, had betrayed her with her best friend, Leo Stark, Greg Ricart. Dimitri's deceit didn't end there. He later landed in prison for attempting to murder Stefan DiMera and Gabby Hernandez, Sherry Jimenez. Gwen, ever resilient, left to claim Dimitri's vast von Luskner inheritance, emerging as a wealthy and formidable figure. Now she's back, divorced, richer than ever, and secretly pulling the strings behind EJ's hospital acquisition, using her cunning to manipulate one of Salem's most powerful players. The hospital takeover. Gwen's masterstroke, EJ DiMera's purchase of University Hospital, has sparked suspicion across Salem, particularly from the ISA, led by Shane Donovan, who believes the funds are tainted. The truth is more shocking. Gwen Rizika is the mastermind behind the deal, funneling money, possibly from the Alamain family or other illicit sources, to enable EJ's takeover. Her time in Alemania allowed her to forge powerful connections and amass the resources needed to execute this bold move, positioning EJ as her pawn while she remains hidden in the shadows. Why target the hospital? For Gwen, it's a strategic play for power. Controlling a major institution like University Hospital gives her leverage over Salem's elite, from the DiMeras to the Kiriakises. By orchestrating the deal, Gwen ensures EJ takes the public fall if the ISA, led by Kat Green, Annalyn McCord, and Rafe Hernandez Galen Gehring, uncovers the truth. Her ability to manipulate from afar using her wealth and connections makes her a formidable adversary, and her motives, whether revenge, greed, or a bid for dominance, remain a tantalizing enigma. A sinister alliance with Vivian Alamain? Gwen's time in Alemania, the ancestral home of Vivian Alamain, raises questions about a possible partnership with the scheming matriarch. Vivian, obsessed with securing her son Stefan's control over the DiMera empire, has a history of ruthless tactics, including kidnapping Stefan and forging his divorce papers from Gabby. Spoilers suggest Gwen and Vivian are plotting together, targeting the Kiriakis family in a vengeful scheme, with Gwen taking the lead due to Vivian's limited availability, as Louise Sorrell's filming is reportedly constrained. Vivian's grudge against the Kiriakis stems from Philip Kiriakis' refusal to kill Xander Cook, Paul Telfer, and Kate Roberts, Lauren Koslow, betraying her to the police. Gwen, meanwhile, harbors resentment toward Xander, her former lover, who recently split with Sarah Horton, Lindsay Godfrey, and is fighting for custody of their daughter, Victoria. Together, Gwen and Vivian could be using the hospital deal to destabilize the Kiriakises while protecting Alamain interests. But is Gwen a loyal ally to Vivian, or is she playing a double game to advance her own ambitions? A passionate kiss with Xander, love or leverage? This week, Gwen sent sparks flying by sharing a fiery kiss with Xander, reigniting their volatile past. The moment was charged with emotion, but was it genuine or a calculated move in Gwen's chess game? Xander, vulnerable after his breakup with Sarah and entangled in a custody battle, is an easy target for Gwen's charms. While their chemistry is undeniable, Xander's loyalty to Sarah may lead him to reject Gwen, especially if he suspects her ulterior motives. Gwen's history with Xander is a saga of love and betrayal. She once shattered his heart to pursue her ambitions, and now, armed with wealth and confidence, she may be using their past to manipulate him. The kiss could be a distraction from her role in the hospital takeover or a way to destabilize Xander, weakening the Kiriakis family. Every step Gwen takes is deliberate, and this romantic gesture is likely a piece of her larger puzzle. The Horton diamonds and the ISA's pursuit. The Horton diamonds around Gwen's neck are more than a provocative accessory. They're a clue to her intricate schemes. Stolen by Doug Williams, Bill Hayes, sold by Leo, and passed through Melinda Trask, Tina Huang. Before reaching Gwen, the jewels are a direct challenge to the Horton legacy. By flaunting them, Gwen taunts Julie while diverting attention from her role in the hospital deal. The ISA's investigation into EJ's hospital acquisition puts Gwen at risk. Kat Green, working undercover with Rafe, is determined to trace the dirty money, unaware that Gwen is the mastermind pulling the strings. By controlling the flow of funds, Gwen may be safeguarding Alamein interests or her own financial empire. Her ability to outmaneuver the ISA while juggling alliances with Vivian and EJ showcases her brilliance as a strategist. Gwen's ultimate goal: power, vengeance, or an empire? What is Gwen Rizek truly after? Her return is a calculated offensive, with the hospital takeover as her centerpiece. Here are the possible endgames she's pursuing. Masterminding the hospital deal. By orchestrating EJ's acquisition, Gwen is positioning herself as a power broker in Salem, using the hospital to control the town's elite. Revenge against the Kiriakis. Her alliance with Vivian and her kiss with Xander suggest a personal vendetta, targeting Xander and the Kiriakis' fortune. Manipulating Stefan DiMera. With her past connection to Stefan and his late twin, Jake Lambert, Gwen may be exploiting him, possibly with Stefano DiMera's memories implanted, to further her plans. Building her own empire. With Dimitri's fortune, Gwen could be aiming to establish herself as Salem's new powerhouse, using the hospital, the Kiriakis, and the DiMeras as stepping stones. Gwen's schemes are a high-stakes gamble, and her ability to manipulate EJ, charm Xander, and possibly align with Vivian makes her a dangerous force. But in Salem, secrets are fleeting, and Gwen's plans could unravel if Chad, Kat, or Rafe expose her role as the hospital's puppet master. Conclusion. A summer of secrets and showdowns. Gwen Rizika's return to Days of Our Lives has set Salem ablaze, with her role as the mastermind behind EJ's hospital takeover at the heart of a sprawling conspiracy. From the Horton diamonds to her fiery kiss with Xander, every move is a step toward her mysterious goal. Whether she's partnering with Vivian Alamein, manipulating Stefan DiMera, or outwitting the ISA, Gwen is Salem's most dangerous player. As summer unfolds, Days of Our Lives promises a whirlwind of betrayals, revelations, and epic confrontations. Will Gwen's schemes triumph, or will her enemies unmask her before she can claim victory? One thing is certain, in Salem, nothing is ever as it seems, and Gwen Rizek is poised to shake the town to its core. Gwen Rizika's next move: will she ally with Xander or sabotage his Titan empire? In the ever-twisting drama of Days of Our Lives, Gwen Rizika's Emily O'Brien explosive return to Salem has set the stage for a high-stakes showdown with her former lover Xander Cook Paul Telfer at the center of her intricate web. Gwen's reappearance, adorned with the Horton family diamonds and revealed as the mastermind behind EJ DiMera's Dan Feuerriegel acquisition of University Hospital, signals she's playing a dangerous game. But what does she have in store for Xander, the man who once held her heart? Will Gwen seek an alliance with him to bolster her own power, or is she plotting to betray him, dismantling his control over the Titan Empire in a calculated act of revenge? Let's dive into this gripping storyline, exploring Gwen's motives, her past with Xander, and the potential paths she might take in this electrifying saga. The charged history of Gwen and Xander. To understand Gwen's next move, we must first revisit her tumultuous history with Xander. Their relationship was a whirlwind of passion and betrayal, marked by intense love and devastating deception. Gwen, a master manipulator with a knack for survival, once captivated Xander with her charm and vulnerability. However, her ambition often led her astray, culminating in betrayals that shattered their bond. From sabotaging Xander's relationships to aligning with questionable figures for personal gain, Gwen's actions left scars that still linger. Now, in July 2025, Xander is at a crossroads. Recently split from Sarah Horton, Lindsay Godfrey, and fighting for custody of their daughter, Victoria, he's vulnerable yet fiercely protective of his role as CEO of Titan Industries, the Kiriakis family's corporate juggernaut. Gwen's return, punctuated by a passionate kiss this week, rekindles old flames but raises suspicion. Is she genuinely seeking reconciliation, or is this a calculated move to exploit his weaknesses? The answer lies in Gwen's broader agenda and her history of playing both ally and adversary. Gwen's power play, the context of her return. Gwen's re-entry into Salem is no accident. Armed with a fortune from her divorce from Dimitri von Leuschner Demera Peterport, the stolen Horton diamonds, and a secret role as the orchestrator of EJ's hospital takeover, Gwen is a woman reborn. Her time in Alemania, the ancestral home of Vivian Alemagne, Louise Sorel, has transformed her into a formidable player, with connections and resources that rival Salem's most powerful families. Spoilers suggest she may be collaborating with Vivian to target the Kiriakis family, with Xander as a primary focus due to his control of Titan and his personal history with both women. Gwen's motives appear multifaceted. Revenge against those who wronged her, a desire for power, and possibly a personal vendetta against Xander for their painful past. Her possession of the Horton diamonds, a direct affront to Julie Williams, Susan Seaforth Hayes, and her manipulation of EJ signal she's unafraid to challenge Salem's elite. But Xander, with his own ambitions and vulnerabilities, presents a unique opportunity. Will Gwen see him as a partner to strengthen her position or a pawn to sacrifice in her quest to dismantle Titan? Option 1. An alliance with Xander. One possible path for Gwen is to forge an alliance with Xander, leveraging their shared history and undeniable chemistry to align their interests. Xander's position as Titan's CEO makes him a valuable ally, especially if Gwen aims to solidify her influence in Salem's corporate and social spheres. An alliance could offer mutual benefits. Gwen could provide Xander with the financial backing or insider knowledge from her Alemagne connections to fend off rivals like EJ or Philip Kiriakis, Jean-Paul Lavoisier, while Xander's corporate clout could shield Gwen from the ISA's investigation into the hospital deal. Their recent kiss suggests Gwen might be testing the waters, gauging whether Xander's lingering feelings could be harnessed. A partnership could see them uniting against common enemies such as Vivian, who harbors her own grudge against the Kiriakises, or EJ, whose hospital acquisition Gwen secretly controls. By aligning with Xander, Gwen could position herself as a power couple's linchpin, using Titan's resources to protect her secrets and expand her influence. However, an alliance would require trust, a commodity in short supply between these two. Xander, burned by Gwen's past betrayals, may hesitate to let her back into his life, especially with his custody battle and Titan's stability at stake. Gwen would need to prove her loyalty, perhaps by offering critical information about Vivian's plans or the hospital deal's true origins. If successful, this partnership could reshape Salem's power dynamics, but it hinges on Gwen's ability to convince Xander she's changed. A tall order given her track record. Option 2. Sabotaging Xander and Titan. Alternatively, Gwen may be plotting to betray Xander, using their past to lure him into a false sense of security before striking at Titan's core. Her kiss could be a deliberate distraction designed to cloud Xander's judgment while she undermines his empire. As the mastermind behind EJ's hospital takeover, Gwen has proven her ability to manipulate powerful men. Xander, with his emotional vulnerabilities and corporate responsibilities, is an ideal target for her schemes. Gwen's potential alliance with Vivian Alemagne supports this theory. Vivian's vendetta against the Kiriakises, fueled by Philip's betrayal and Kate Roberts' actions, aligns with Gwen's resentment toward Xander. By targeting Titan, Gwen could destabilize Xander's power base, seizing control of key assets or exposing vulnerabilities that weaken his leadership. For instance, she might leak damaging information about Titan's finances or orchestrate a scandal that jeopardizes Xander's custody case, painting him as unfit in court. The Horton diamonds could play a role in the sabotage. By flaunting them, Gwen antagonizes the Hortons, potentially dragging Xander into a public feud that tarnishes his reputation. Additionally, her influence over EJ could allow her to manipulate Demera Enterprises into a hostile takeover bid against Titan, forcing Xander into a corner. If Gwen is indeed working with Vivian, their combined resources and cunning could make Titan's downfall a devastating reality. The stakes, Xander's empire and Gwen's endgame. Xander's control of Titan is more than a corporate title, it's a legacy tied to the Kyriakis family's dominance in Salem. Losing it would not only cripple his financial power but also his personal standing, especially in his fight for Victoria. Gwen, aware of these stakes, holds significant leverage. An alliance could elevate her status, but sabotage would deliver a crushing blow to Xander, satisfying her thirst for revenge and clearing the way for her own empire. Gwen's ultimate goal remains elusive. Is she driven by personal vendetta, seeking to punish Xander for past hurts? Or is her ambition larger, aiming to supplant Titan and Demera as Salem's dominant force? Her role in the hospital takeover suggests a strategic mind capable of long-term planning. If she betrays Xander, she risks alienating a potential ally and drawing the wrath of the Kyriakises. If she aligns with him, she must navigate his distrust and the looming threat of Vivian's own agenda. The wild card. External forces complicating Gwen's decision are external players like the ISA, led by Shane Donovan, who are investigating the hospital deal. Kat Green and Rafe Hernandez are closing in, and Gwen's role as the mastermind puts her at risk. Aligning with Xander could provide a shield, as his corporate influence might deflect scrutiny. Conversely, sabotaging him could distract the ISA, pinning blame on Titan while Gwen escapes notice. Then there's Stefan Demera, whose own drama, potentially involving implanted memories of his father, Stefano, could intersect with Gwen's plans. Her past with Stefan and his twin, Jake Lambert, gives her leverage, but his unpredictability adds risk. If Gwen betrays Xander, she might need Stefan's support, but aligning with Xander could pit her against Vivian's son, creating new enemies. Conclusion. A dangerous stance in Salem. Gwen Rizika's next move with Xander will define her legacy in Salem. An alliance offers mutual power but demands trust she may not earn. Sabotage promises revenge and control but risks her exposure. Her kiss with Xander, the Horton diamonds, and her secret role in the hospital takeover all point to a woman playing a dangerous game, with Titan's fate hanging in the balance. As Days of Our Lives unfolds, Gwen's choice will ripple through Salem, reshaping alliances and igniting conflicts. Will she stand beside Xander as a partner, or betray him to topple his empire? One thing is certain. Gwen Rizika is a force to be reckoned with, and her next move will leave Salem reeling.